Hey everybody, so this is not my usual type of video. Do ignore the background. I'm currently visiting relatives and the place I'm staying at is not that aesthetically pleasing. So anyways guys, so as I was saying, also, oh my god, the way I have like the nails, just the way this really, I thought I addressed the elephant in the room. Okay, I know they need to get dead. Give me a fucking minute, I'm getting there. So, child, the way I'm losing my train of thought. All that fucking Gemini placement I have, all that many. Oh my god. Guys, I'm so quirky. It's 56 seconds into the video and I'm not getting to the point. So my name is Negustita, okay? I am spiritual healer, spiritual leader and also a healer, put them together, spiritual leader. And yeah, my purpose in this lifetime, which is, well, so deep to get into, but I'm meant to heal people. I've always been a healer. I've always been doing that kind of shit, but subliminally, and now for the first time it's been made aware to my conscious being. This is what my soul's destiny is. This is where I'm always going to be pushed. So I've just accepted it. And crystals, anyways. There's so much more to spirituality, healing, and self-love than just crystals. But we've been new, right? That's why you're here, because you're interested to see what I have to say here. And honestly, I don't even know. I'm straight channeling spirit, you guys, so please bear with me. It is also 6 a.m. in the morning, and I have an awful sleep schedule. I don't know why. I just do. And I'm gonna move with the motion in the ocean, right? So, something was I was thinking about something, and it's about love. So to get into it, y'all, I was kind of just thinking to myself, first of all, I was thinking about what kind of content I want to post, because I'm trying to be an influencer, or, trying to put myself out there like that. Right, I also want to be a musician, and I have a lot of other, talents and passions, right? And it's time I get out of my little shell and show the world, Third chocolate rockage released. Anyway, I just burped. So, right, and it's time for me to do that. It's time for me to shine. But with that being said, the epiphany that I had, or one of the reasons why I wanted to start reading tarot, and which, by the way, if you didn't know, I read tarot. And if you feel called to any of the videos that are in my channel, you should probably check them out. So, like I was saying, I wanted to make this channel because I recently went through this experience where I was in love with somebody who was giving me hot and cold type of signals. At the same time, I'm sure this person felt like I was giving them hot and cold signals. But to be completely honest, energy does not lie. And I was not getting the best energy from the situation. So I decided to remove myself after dealing with this karmic cycle for about a year. And this was the connection that brought me to my spiritual awakening and helped me realize I had all these gifts. It's just, it seems unfortunate, but it's true that human beings grow the fastest under pain and suffrage. I think that's why it happens in the first place. It's one of those experiences that really open your mind. And so, with that being said, I wanted to start my YouTube channel and reading tarot cards, not to give people false hope. Not saying that there are people out there who read tarot intentionally to give people false hope. But part of what made this connection go on for as long as it was the tarot readings that I was receiving from other tarot readers who, like, you know, were reading energy. And the energy of the situation was not wrong, but it wasn't all that there was there, you know? Like, there was more to it than just the energy. There was also actions. And even though I was convinced that this person was the love of my life, baby, he was not treating me like he was the love of my life, okay? And that's the bottom line. That's on period. There's nothing more to say here. You know, if 2 + 2 is fucking 4, then this is like trying to tell me 3 + 2 is 18. Like, so with that being said, now let's get to the thing that I was channeling. So if you also have been in an experience where you fell in love with somebody because you thought they were the love of your life because they made you feel something you had never felt before, you know, like you thought you were in love because you had all that other experience. You had multiple other boyfriends or girlfriends or they friends or whomever, okay? You've had all those other experiences at love. But this potentially short-term fling made you feel more than all the other partners. You could have even been with somebody for like 10 years, but then you meet this other person and they made you feel something, and it was like, great. But you know what? Could have been a karmic cycle. Could have been in what they call false twin flame. Could have been any number of things. But I do want you to know you are valid in the way that you felt, okay? I think there was a reason you met that person. I think you met this person so that they can show you some of the worst parts of yourself and the best parts. I remember reading something. You fall in love with the people that make you love the version of yourself that you are around them. So if you're like happy and energetic and, you know, just brimming with life around a certain person, because that's the way they made you feel, right? It's natural that you fall in love with that person as well, you know, because this is the side of you that they bring out of you. Or, you know, maybe you fell in love with them because they brought that side out of you, right? But either way, baby, if they're not doing their due diligence, if they're not doing what they need to do to keep you in their life, you are under no obligations to be in their energy. You are under no obligations to do anything with them, in fact, because they can't seem to make up their minds, okay? Like, whatever. And I'm not even telling you that you have to give up on it. If you can't do that, that's also fair. Though, I would recommend you try to move on. Because, oddly enough, that's the most effective thing. When people realize they can't mistreat you or abuse you without you saying something about it, they like magically act correct. Or they leave your life. Either way, it works out for you. But with that being said, back to the thing. Because this is like, I was literally like catching you guys up to where I was before I started to record. So I had an analogy, okay? So let's say you were in a living situation where the only access to water that you've ever had was like unfiltered water. So this is water with minerals and other such things. You could have even gotten sick from the water sometimes. This dirty water, if you will, is representative, or like it's a metaphor. I hope I'm using that word correctly. It's a metaphor for you dating your previous lovers. Okay? They may not have all treated you bad or anything. You may have just not even felt particularly attached to them, but you were still in a connection. You were still doing things that lovers do, or partners, right? Like you guys were still going out together. You still had an experience together. You still spent time with them, but it may have felt more like a friendship than an actual like partnership. Or maybe straight up these people did were toxic towards you. Either way, you didn't feel heavily attached to their energy in the way that you do with this person, because this person is like, so back to the analogy, metaphor, the thing I was talking about. So, right, your whole life you've had access to dirty water. And then one day, out of nowhere, you find a bottle of Arrowhead water. Arrowhead. I hope we all know what brand I'm talking about. Arrowhead. So you find, I'm going to like a picture of it somewhere on the screen so you know what I'm talking about in case you don't. And if you don't know what Arrowhead water is, it's like not the best water out there. I think it has minerals or something. It's like Dasani water, right? Like where they put a little bit of something, like salt or something, to keep you drinking it more. But honestly, it just takes away from the flavor. And water really shouldn't have flavor. But anyway, with that being said, okay, so for the first time in your life, you drink Arrowhead water. You gulp that shit down and you think it's the best fucking water that's ever existed. But actually, you don't even know. You don't even know about this shit. Okay, this shit tastes so fucking good. Because it doesn't taste like nothing. Okay. It's like, look, I hope my analogy makes sense here. So from your perspective, yes, that was the best water you've ever had. But it is not the best water that's ever existed. And is not going to be the best water you will ever drink. So long as you allow that to happen, so long as you are willing and open to the idea that the universe is infinite and abundant and there are better options out there for you. You do not have to settle, okay? Settling is only going to make you decrepit and miserable. I'm sorry, but it's true. Have you ever met people who settled? None of them are fucking happy. Not to call people out here, but it's true. Like when you decided that, oh, this is good enough, when you know damn well it wasn't good enough, you're usually not like feeling fulfilled. Okay, you're not like jumping for joy that you settled. You're like, so whatever, I'll live with it. And if that's the way you want to live your life, fine. But if it's gonna go and affect the lives of other people around you because you're so fucking miserable that you made that decision, come on, dude. Anyway, with that being said, okay, with this analogy, you're not being punished. Some people feel like they're being punished in these situations, right? I felt like I was being punished for for falling in love with this guy who really couldn't give me the time of day. I felt like I was being punished by God, like, oh, why would my soulmate be like this? But I never thought about the fact that maybe he just wasn't my soulmate. Maybe he just wasn't my twin flame. Because let's be honest, have you guys ever been in a connection with a divine being? Have you ever met a divine being? They are all conditional, all unconditional, and so loving, okay? Meeting other people who emanate my energy, who are like, either healers or just people who have decided to spiritually ascend in this lifetime, emit such positive and loving energy. And it's not that they ignore the things that are wrong with this world. It's they embrace the things that are wrong with this world and love the world even more, because it went through all that and still is alive, is still thriving, is still, surviving, right? Like, so, with all that being said, you're not being punished. When someone that you thought was the love of your life doesn't text you back, you're not being punished because you fell in love with somebody who just really won't give you the time of the day, or treat you right, or be honest with you, or maybe saying one thing to your face, but you feel something else is going on. Okay, like, apply it to your situation as you will, but if somebody is not making their intentions clear with you, I would proceed with caution. There could be a reason. They could also just be bad at communicating, but think about it. Do you really want to be with someone who's bad at communicating? To me, that feels like there's something they either need to heal or they're immature. Okay? And you shouldn't be accepting either one. You don't need to accept either one. Unhealed people also deserve love. Don't get me wrong. But if you are this high vibrational being, almost otherworldly, from the fifth dimension, okay, like, if you are trying to spiritually ascend, that is not going to cut it for you. If you want to live a better life, that energy is not going to cut it for you. It's going to leave you wanting more. It's going to feel like fucking arrowhead water. But I promise you, this purified water shit exists. This is not a brand deal, by the way. But I be putting them on because this shit is so fucking good in comparison to other waters that are out there. And you know what? Maybe there's a water better than this and I haven't even experienced it yet. I don't fucking know. I'm keeping my mind open. Okay? Keywords. Mind open. So, y'all, get on this shit. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm tired of seeing situations of someone going, I like this dude, but he doesn't like me back. Or I don't know if he likes me back. But it's like, okay, well, like, tomorrow's still gonna happen. Like, I don't, like, it's really not that serious. But with that being said, I'm not trying to, like, let me be specific but with the scenario I'm talking about. I mean, like, someone who's pining after somebody. Okay, like, let's say person A, random scenario, person A really likes person B, but person B is kind of giving them mixed signals. Like, they'll say stuff like, oh yeah, I would so be down to date you, but I can't. I can't because of X, Y, and Z. These other things could be like work, school, maybe family obligations. And you're thinking like, damn, okay, that's valid because, it is, but still, this person still wants to see you. It's the strangest thing. They can't have time. They can't find time to commit to you, but they will have time to take you out, maybe even get you dinner and do something more at the end of the night, or maybe they don't do all that and they just go straight to the, what. But that's crazy because they have time to do all that, but they have no time to text you in the morning, text you once a day at night. They don't have any time to fulfill a commitment with you, but they have plenty of time to fulfill their own desires with you. And then, of course, all that gives you mixed signals because in your face, to your face, they're saying stuff like, oh, I wish I could be with you. You're my dream girl. You're everything I've ever wanted in a person. But then again, no time to commit. No time to go and see you. No, like, okay, going to see you is a bit much. But it's like they have no time to communicate, or they're so bad at communicating, or whatever. What I'm saying here is, please don't be dumb. Understand that if you had the thought, they probably had the thought too. And again, no judgment, because again, I myself have been in these situations, so I can't judge you. I became a tarot reader because I was so fucking confused on what the hell was going on with this man. I went to God, directly to God. I was like, hello, sir, I hope you're not sleeping right now because I need your help. Like, I don't know what else to say here. Like, I was literally just like, literally the setup I have for this right now is my tarot decks. Like, my camera, aka my phone, is set up on top of my tarot decks as I'm speaking. So I came to all these different, I started dabbling in these things because I literally couldn't understand what the fuck was going on in his head, and it was driving me insane. I'm like, why would he say these things and then turn around and not talk to me for like a week? Why would he be like, oh, I want to marry you? I'm telling you guys, this man on this second or third day he met me was talking about marrying me. And you know me, I'm a Cancer. I have a stellium in Cancer. We have 4 fucking placements in Cancer, so I was with it. But little did I know I was love bombed. That's another thing. I found out manipulative people have tactics. I didn't know what the fuck manipulation. I mean, like, I knew what manipulation was, but to be honest, I was thinking manipulation was like you getting your ass beat, and then somebody was like, okay, well, you deserve that, and then you believe you deserved it. No, apparently it's more complex. It's diverse. It's like, apparently they do shit like that. They pull you in like that, right? They tell you stuff. When I say they, I mean like toxic and manipulative people. Okay, they'll literally be like, oh my god, I love you so much, or you know, right? Like they'll take you out, they'll pay for an expensive date, whatever, you know, do all this amazing shit for you, and then like literally turn around and ghost your ass for a week. And I don't know what they do in that week, but I promise you, we are living in the 21st century. Everybody, unless you're talking to a Sagittarius, unless the person you're communicating with is a Sagittarius is truly lose track of time, in an unmalicious way. They genuinely just disconnect from their phone or from like life, and then they go live it. But if you're not I mean, also too, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I say this, but like, take it with a grain of salt. So what I'm telling you is, everybody in the 21st century and living in year 2023 have access to their phones 24/7. So unless they are intentionally avoiding you, okay, so unless they're like deleting your number, blocking it, or keeping your messages on silent, unless they're deliberately doing something like that, I promise you they know you messaged them. I promise you they're aware. Energy is something you feel, okay? It's not something that needs to be made aware to you. So like, if someone is thinking about you, or if you are thinking of someone, chances are they feel that energy because you are sending energy towards them. It's a two-way street. So when they send you energy, you feel it. But if their words and actions don't match up with the energy that you're feeling, it will leave you feeling discombobulated. Okay, you're gonna feel all kinds of like, what the hell? Why do I want this person? Why do I feel like I want this person? But they clearly don't want me back. Okay, and like, it's also gonna make you feel like you are unbalanced emotionally, mentally, okay, and even spiritually too, because some of these connections can really fuck with your aura. So with that being said, everybody, like, cleanse, you know, buy you some incense, get you some Palo Santo, okay, some sage, depending on how intense this person's energy is, and clear it out of you. And I promise you, the universe is not trying to hurt you by sending such a person to you, because this person is like a library full of information that you are meant to learn. Okay, I know for me, the encounter that I had with this, like with a fake twin flame, was very educational. I learned that, first of all, I do have a type. Before I met this person, I didn't know if I had a type. I didn't even know what I liked, to be honest. I was just like, kind of just going with whatever came to me, or whatever seemed accessible, which maybe sounds bad, but like, also I had like low self-esteem issues earlier on in my life. So when it came to romance and love, I was just happy that somebody chose me or liked me enough to be my partner. So the standards were very low, and they were like kind of low until I met this person. And then I realized what kind of treatment I liked, because they treated me in a way that I liked, but unfortunately they themselves were not my intended one, you know. So it's like, there's that. Also, for those of you who identify as healers, then you most likely have discovered your healing abilities by dating people who are very unhealed, or just being around unhealed people in general, you know, who do very reactionary things, okay? Like people who just straight up, for no reason, like something that's minor pisses them off to the point where they wish ill on another human being. Like those type of people, right? Like someone could have cut them off in traffic, and yeah, that's like super, super annoying. But if they're gonna go and try to kill that person, you know what I mean? It's like, are you okay? Because you're definitely not giving okay. So yeah, that's my point here. What I'm trying to say is, your choices are simple. You can either try to receive love that's dirty water or arrowhead water, okay? Like, sorry, not to compare the two. But like I'm just saying, like you can either fall in love with it, you can either continue to stay in a connection. Like you don't have to be out of love to walk away, you guys. Like you don't have to stop loving somebody to walk away. I mean, think about it. How do you, I mean, if you've ever been through or if you've ever known someone who's been through a situation where they love somebody who simply was not treating them well, like, you know, DV, like domestic abuse victims, or like, you know, like children who were raised with abusive household members, right? Like, you can 100% walk away from a situation and still love the people involved, even if they hurt you. I mean, it's not preferred. Nobody wants to live a life like that, but sometimes it's literally the cards you've been dealt with, okay? These are the experiences you're meant to have, and you can learn from them. Sorry, my AirPods are just being weird. You can grow from them. Damn, now I'm wondering if the whole video... Ooh. And now, the fact that fucking video blew up. Great. So, well, I'm already like 27 minutes into this, so I'm just gonna keep going. But anyway, so yeah, like don't give up hope is basically what I'm trying to say. And chances are you're probably like, okay, I was gonna say you're probably like on the younger end, but I'm not trying to assume. You guys, you're the youngest you'll ever be. In this present moment, the time that you're watching this video, you are the youngest you will ever be in your whole life, okay? And as long as you are alive, there are lessons to be learned. There are experiences to be had, and there is joy out there, okay? And I'm a firm believer that simply by being at the frequency in which joy is at, you can receive it better for longer. You know, like, think about it. If you're sad and miserable all the time, you're gonna have many sad and miserable experiences. If you're happy, you know, I mean, when I say happy, like sometimes it's like, if you're in a situation where you will always have things to be sad about, or you will always have things to be miserable about, I just challenge you to find the good things as well. And it could be something small, but never take it for granted. Sometimes I'm like literally just like, I go out for a walk and I remind myself how beautiful it is to live on earth. Again, maybe it seems simple, but don't take it for granted. You know what I mean? Don't take it for granted ever. Don't take anything for granted. Like, for real, sometimes I forget that I live in a country where I have access to running water 24/7, and I should feel blessed. And like I shouldn't forget it. And that's not a reason to feel guilty. It's not a reason to shame yourself or to feel like you don't deserve something like that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live your life. It does not mean anybody's less deserving of it than you. This shouldn't even be a comparison in the first place. What other people's journeys are in life are not your burdens to bear. You are responsible of your own self, of your own life. Do the best that you can with it. Love as many people as you can. Spread as much joy, smile, laughter. Try to be as happy and be a good supportive person in other people's lives as well. But at the end of the day, you don't get any awards for trying to live your life for other people. You know what I mean? Or maybe you do. But like at the end of the day, it's like you could literally, some people, like, their solution to this guilt that they feel when they feel guilt about having certain privileges than other people is to like starve themselves or to deprive themselves of something to make up for the fact that other people don't get to have those same things. But it's like, babe, you doing that doesn't help anybody. It just alleviates your own guilt. And I'm saying you shouldn't even feel guilty about it in the first place. Obviously, with that being said, don't ignore the issue, right? If you can donate to these causes, please donate, right? Like, there's some things you can do on an individual level, but at the end of the day, it's like, this situation is anything but hopeless. It's only hopeless when we choose to give up on it. But think about it. We are the same species that created skyscrapers. I promise you, we can solve any issue. I don't even know how to fucking make skyscrapers. That's fucking crazy. I mean, like, think about it. You probably couldn't make your own house. Like, you probably could not build a house that could survive all 4 seasons, and yet you're living in one, chances are. So it's like, bro, I'm literally talking to you guys through a screen. Like, I have no fucking idea what technology is behind the thing I'm talking to, but like, it's literally how it works. And these AirPods are fucking crazy. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like the situation is anything but hopeless. And evil people exist too, so that sucks. But like, hey, you can only really defeat hate with love. So love them. They probably fucking need it. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I just started rambling. Totally off topic about the thing I was originally on topic for. It did it again. It did some little bring and like just, what was that? I don't know. Anyways, guys, this was a different video than usual, but I just felt like I felt like I was receiving a spiritual download, and then I thought I'd share it with you guys. So yeah, I hope it helped, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.